a bit of a hello. She's dawdling. Everything's just collapsed. Give me 1 second. Oh, good afternoon. Welcome to Well Crochet Designs. My name is Mary, and everything just collapsed. But it's okay. I set up our boxes just a few minutes ago, so there you go. Oh, let's get on with it, guys. Welcome. I'm just going to have a nice drink of coffee. Hello, Anne McSee. Hello, Anne McSee. I wonder if Anne saw that. All of those boxes there just collapsed. Hello, Karen B. Cheers. Oh. Hello, Liz Angelicus. Lovely to have you here. All right, guys. Exciting plus the show is over. I don't know how to do my claps. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to raise this camera a little bit. That's better. What? That's better. Now you can just like see the head and not what's beneath it. Guys, welcome. Lovely to have everyone here today. This is the first live after the Australian Sheep and Wool Show, and I'm hoping I'm not looking too tired, but oh man, that was a lot of work. Hello, Suzanne. Lovely to have you here. That was a lot of work. I had so much that I wanted to do at the show with anyone who wanted to come up and learn a few stitches of the crochet. That didn't happen. There was no time. It was full on from the moment I arrived Thursday afternoon, whatever it was, 12:01, I can't remember when I arrived, way into the Monday morning. Non-stop. It was go. It's way too much for my liking. It was hilarious. All right, let's head back. Green Butterfly, hello. Margaret Bailey, hello. Oh, Auntie T's in the house. Big sister Auntie T in the midweek antics. Missed you all. Lovely to have you midweek, Teresa. We have to have a chat, you and I. Middle Earthians, hello. Okay, so you all know that we had the Australian Sheep and Wool Show last weekend, and let me tell you, oh man, that was a lot of work. Now, look, I had a clue that it would be busy. I knew that. I didn't know it was going to be that hard. No, it was all good. You know, there's your good, the bad, the ugly, that kind of thing. You want to hear the ugly? The very last minute, we're all packing up to go, right? The second we're ready to walk out, the heavens opened. Bang, rain came pounding down, thunderstorms. I'm thinking, oh, I want to get all the stuff in the car. That's not going to happen. So we held out a little bit. But, you know, it had to happen. It had to happen. There was some rain. It was very cold. Heads up. Having said that, you know, people must have thought this was a line I was pitching them. Seriously. I wore the other cardigan, you know, the coloured one. And that one there, I had a T-shirt under it. That's it. Just a T-shirt. I felt nothing all weekend. Nothing. I was not cold at all. And people must have thought, oh, she's just pitching her new cardigan. Well, partially true, yes. But I didn't feel a thing. I don't know, maybe the adrenaline was pumping and I was, you know, on non-stop the whole time. Someone asked me, and she may be on the live today, I'm not sure. I haven't seen her yet. She says, what was the exciting thing you were going to do at the show? Crochet related. Well, that never happened. I took it with me to do. I started it and everything. It's sitting up there, and we'll talk about that later. And all we had to do, there was two things that I was going to do. One, I was going to bring the Pretty as a Peacock blanket, which I did, right? And we were going to talk about that. And the other one was this thing here, and that's a start of something that we were going to do together as a channel. It was hilarious. And literally the Friday, forget about moving in that room that we were in. Moving didn't exist. People were wall-to-wall people. It was like humans everywhere. It was pretty scary, right? I could have done with a few dogs or maybe a few sheep, but no, there had to be humans. They were everywhere. Place was packed. It did slow down a little bit on the other day. Sunday was extremely quiet, right? But Friday, I couldn't even focus. Someone says to me, oh, you need to slow down, take a step back. Just take a step back. There was no space. Slow down. Yes, I did, Teresa. We'll talk about that in a minute. That's hilarious. Oh, hello. Who have I missed? Let's say hello first. We've got everyone. Oh, Gillian. Hello, Gillian. I hope you're well. And Mary, hope you had a great time in Bendigo. Look, I'll get you all started with all the news in a minute anyway. I did sell something. Thank you, Teresa. Yes, I did sell quite a bit, actually. Yes, you did sit with me on Friday. Thank you, Karen. The lovely Karen was quite, tired from the trip in. If you didn't know this, guys, Bendigo's not 10 minutes away. It took me an hour and 40 minutes, hour and 15 minutes, because I'm a bit slower than most. I'm very slow. And it took a lot of people more than hours. And some people flew in. I spoke to people from all over Australia. That is exciting. People came up to the table and said, well, I'm from Perth. Well, I'm from here. Well, I'm from there. And I was so shocked that I was able to speak to everyone from all over Australia. Hi, Mary, stopped in before bed. Sherry, lovely to have you on. Thank you. Okay, there was a lot of good. There was a lot of bad. There was a lot of ugly. There was a lot of everything. Did I sell a lot? I sold heaps. Did I sell as much as I thought I would? Probably not. I did, however, make a lot of new friends, a lot of new subscribers, and I spent money, as you do, as you do. And you all know about the money I spent because we here in Wow Crochet Designs this Friday, I'm giving you dates, guys, are going to do the giveaway. What? So soon, they're saying. Yes, so soon. And we're going to talk about that in a minute, but not right now. We've got so much to talk about. I hope I have enough time today. I'm going to run out of time, voice, everything, everything, which was another thing. By about Saturday afternoon, my voice was almost gone. It's very interesting, because someone said to me, oh, look, if you had more wool, you would have made an exuberant amount of, dollars, if you will. And I did have wool. I just didn't have a lot of it. My packs did consist of some cotton and some more cotton over here, which we'll talk about in a minute. But funnily enough, the cotton packs were my most biggest sale. So really, I don't know. It was, however, a sheep and wool show. So I should have thought twice about bringing a little bit too much cotton. But the cotton is what sold for me. I had wool there. We had wool. We had a lot of wool. We had wool. This one we didn't have there. I created that this week, just in the middle of all our commotion. One of the ladies at the coffee stand said, I want one of these. Do you make them? And I said, I don't make them. I don't have time. And I didn't have time on the weekend. But the lady standing with me, she had made something a little bit bigger. Her flower was wider and less, was sort of a bit more thinner. She had made one for the lady at the stand. So I gave her the stitch. I said, do the half doubles in your back loops and then twist or turn or however else you want to do it. I'll show you my way one day on the channel. Yay. And she put a better heart on hers, like a real, when I say heart, I meant flower, like a really big flower, more flat to the piece, which is better. This one here is kind of sticky up. So we might change that. But there's lots of things that happened that shouldn't have. I really don't like the idea of staying at hotels, motels, places like that. Not my thing. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But let's talk about what happened with us at the show first, and then we'll talk about some goodies. Now, I'm not going to give you many items. In fact, when I show you these items, I'm not going to tell you where they're from. And I'll tell you why. Because everybody I purchased from, bar one person, said something on the camera for us to put on a video on Friday's giveaway video. What? How exciting. I thought I was just going to purchase something and walk away. But I asked them, would you like to say a little something for our subscribers? And they did, bar one. Hello, Mary. Are you planning a trip to England? Charlotte, I would love to come to England. Seriously. My son was there a couple of weeks back, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago. I would love it. I would love to go anywhere. I'm not really keen on hotels, motels after this weekend. Look, there's nothing wrong with them. It's just not my thing. It's not my thing. It's not so cold and it's not personal, that kind of thing. Anyway, we won't go there. I won't tell you which motel I stayed at. Let's just leave it at that. But it's not very personal. It's not very inviting. Is Andrew back home? He is back home. Thank you, Teresa. He arrived about a week ago, maybe more. A week ago. It was a long trip for me. Knitting and stitching show is on in October. I would love to come. Charlotte, you know how hard it is to get a passport right now? My passport lapsed. You can stay with you. Oh. You're too cute, Charlotte. I've already had 7 people ask me to stay with them, but not for that, for other places. You're way too cute, Charlotte. Way too cute. Thank you for that offer. If I end up in England, I'll call you. We'll talk. but anyway, apply now. She said, "Oh, apply now." Oh, you're hilarious, Charlotte. You want me to bring all my stuff over and do a stall? I don't think so. I'm telling you. I just did that on the weekend. It was way too much for me. However, let's talk about what's going on. Now, I had to write a lot of stuff down on the book. And actually, I wrote the good and the bad. Let me tell you the bad before the good. Okay, it was cold, but I could cope with that. It wasn't so bad for me. Routine. It took me right out of my routine. And it literally, I'm not really good with leaving my routine. Meals, okay. Look, the meals at restaurants were okay, but I want my own food. I like my own food. I want my own cook. I'm not a good cook, really, but I do like my own food. I like home-cooked meals, yeah? All right. Not crocheting. You know what? I thought being at the show, I would have plenty of time to crochet. No crocheting, not even one stitch. I tell a lie. I tell a lie. I made the rest of the pink ones of our little hearts the night before the show. I finished them off. I cook really well. Oh, that's great, Charlotte. Oh, okay, that's great. You're funny. And the other one was had 2 jobs, none. I don't know what I wrote there. Had 2 jobs, none. Look, let me think about that. We'll come back to, I don't even know what I wrote there. 3 or 4 hours sleeps. Now that is from not sleeping in my own house, if you will. Not so much my own bed. It's my own house. Like I can wake up in the morning. I can get up at 3 in the morning and go for a walk and pat the cat, whatever, and come back. Whatever I do at 3 or 4 in the morning. But it's really hard to do that in a hotel. And it's really hard to sleep as well. Hello, Marty. Lovely to have you here. We haven't said too much yet, Marty. I'm doing all the bad of what happened at the show. And then I'll get on with the good. Okay. Honestly, on the very first night I got there, it was during the day actually, I hurt my back. I covered it well throughout the whole show, but I was in a lot of pain. I'm pumping Panadols. Paracetamol. So I did hurt my back. Didn't affect the sales of the products. They sold, but it affected me. Square wouldn't work. Oh, I don't know. Oh, yeah, square wouldn't work. On Saturday morning between, 9 and I think it was 2 in the afternoon, the place was packed. There were people everywhere that the internet wasn't catching my square. So when people were trying to pay by a card, it wouldn't work. I was having heart failure. And I was thinking, oh gosh, no, this is not happening. This is not happening. And stupidly, I didn't think really the main sale was one of our subscribers, actually. I'm not going to mention her name because she may not want her name mentioned. Let's say her letter starts with the letter S. Wee. We don't see her on the, you like that? We don't see her on the channel very often. She's more messaging on Facebook and, whatever else have you. And she was so good about it that she went off and took money out of the teller to come back and pay via cash. And after she paid via cash and left, that square started working. We're talking 6 hours later or 5 hours later, the square started working. And I found that it worked once people were sliding the card in rather than just tapping because the internet just wasn't catching. Friday was working perfect. Saturday afternoon and all day Sunday it was working. But Saturday morning between 9 and say 12 or 2, whatever it was, it just did. Look, it didn't love us. It's as simple as that. It had its moment. And that was some of the bad. That's the bad. That's it. The bad is gone. What was the good things that happened? As you know, the good things. Firstly, being there for starters, being able to be at that show for the first time in years was pretty exciting for me and for Wow Crochet Designs as a whole, yeah. Making sales. We made sales. What was our best products, I hear you ask? The best sale items? We'll talk about that in a minute. Sort of mentioned a little bit earlier, but not a lot. Meeting some amazing people. Look, I met the most unusual people. I met farmers who had come in and said, look, I sell merino sheep. Do you have a pattern for socks? In merino. It was unbelievable, some of the questions that we were getting. They talked about the channel. They talked about, oh, I know you. I've seen you somewhere before, but I can't remember where. They saw me on YouTube. So we met some really amazing people. I met families. I met parents of a 9-year-old and a 12-year-old, or was it 11? I can't remember her age group, that wanted to purchase certain packs from us, which I sold to them, which was great. What else did I've got it all written down here. There were young crocheters. I met lots of subscribers. Funnily enough, a lady walked up to the table and said, and I said, hi. And she's looking at the stuff. Hi, she says. And I said, grab a card because, we're on YouTube and you can check us out. She goes, yes, I know you're on YouTube. Apparently, when I first started on YouTube, I used to shop, I still do, at both Spotlight and Lincraft. Now, this lady worked at Lincraft and said every time you walked in, you would say you were purchasing yarn for the channel. Well, Crochet Designs. And that was for years and years. It wasn't something I did just that weekend. So it goes to show I've been doing this about the channel for years. So I know what you're thinking, guys. You're thinking two things. What did she buy with all the cash she was supposed to buy with? What? Now we raised $440 something dollars. I think it was $444, but I put up $450 instead and went to the show and spent a little bit more than $450. Right. We'll talk about that in a minute. She doesn't stop, does she? But what were my best sellers at the show? Believe it, I'm sorry, that was really crinkly. Believe it or not, the ones you saw in the photo, and that was these doilies, and I've got my coffee cup on the other one. Not doilies, let's try coasters. And these coasters, remember these coasters we did on the channel? This one, and I showed you how to read one of my patterns. That coaster, and if I could get it, you can see it. The, oh, you can't see it there. Oh, here it is, you can see it, this one here. And the bag pattern. And the bag pattern. Remember the bag, the French market bag. Those 3 packs were my biggest sales on the day. And I know a lot of people who came really wanted that market bag pack because a lot of those people were subscribers. So we already knew some of those people. Some were subscribers but didn't tell me they were until they took the pack home and said, yay, thanks for the pack, Mary. I was one of the subscribers. Now, had you told me you were a subscriber, I would have looked after you. And so there you go. All right. So those are the 3 main sellers that I sold on the day. I don't know what happened, but a little box went missing. And we lost things like I had scrunchies made up. That was in a real small box like that. So whether I've left it here or whether I'm trying to find it myself, actually, I couldn't find it in the car, couldn't find it anywhere, but it had little things. It had a choker chain that I had made with cotton, and I'm actually going to do packs for that as well. It had scrunchies. I'm not doing packs for those. These were things that I actually made up for Pipeworks. It was small little things that I was going to pop on the table for Pipeworks, and that hopefully is going to happen. We hope soon. But those sort of things were the things that was really bugging me, because the only reason I noticed it was missing is when a lady said, does anybody have any scrunchies? No one has any scrunchies. And I had one because I had made one just to play for the channel, just to see what it was like. And I told her I had one, but I couldn't find it at that time. And she said she'd come back at the end of the day, and she did, and I still couldn't find it. I didn't think anything of it, and I've come home and I'm still trying to find it and realized it's in a box with the choker chain that I didn't have, with all the little, I just made a whole lot of little things for the show that didn't go out. So I don't know where that box ended up. If I find it, that'll come to Pipeworks with me. If I don't find it, well, it went missing. And that's one of those things that you really can't do much about. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Oh, I cook really well, says Charlotte. Thank you, Charlotte. I'm such a good cook. Even my fire alarm cheers me on. I love it, Marty. You're hilarious. Uh, you bought those packs, Karen. Yes, you did. They were very popular packs. Thank you. That's a really nice market bag, Charlotte. It's our own pattern here. We'll talk about that in a minute. How many framed royal photographs did you sell? I should have, you know what? I still haven't framed that picture. I'm still thinking, how naughty am I? I should have framed it and taken it with me. So this is what happens when our naughty subscribers get together. All right, so that was all the bad, the good, the ugly, and the rest of it. It's all done, signed, sealed, delivered. I thought that I would have more time to check out the show, but I am telling you guys, I was so busy that even when I was purchasing the items and listening to people talk in the camera, you'll notice that throughout the whole video that I was rushing them. Okay, thank you very much. See you later. Bye. And I was running off. And what people were doing, and I give them credit, the store holders, I said, look, I've raised $450 through the channel with our subscribers. Thank you so much, Green Butterfly. Thank you. I want to spend some money and I want to show the subscribers where I bought the item from. Everyone I said it to said, yeah, I'll do a little video with you. And I went, oh, okay. Oops. And I put my foot in it and I had to kind of, and you could see where I started on a Saturday afternoon. It was relatively slow, the videos. And then towards the end, it was like the last half a day. I had to rush. I had to rush. Oh, thank you very much. Bye-bye. See you later. Next. Oh, thank you very much. I had to rush through. If you had framed it, you might have sold a little more. I have to be honest with you though, Teresa, it was a sheep and wool show. People who came to the table did ask for wool products. They wanted hand-dyed yarn. They wanted wool products. Yeah. Tom and Wendy were lovely. Oh my gosh. When you see Tom's little video, look, Tom and Wendy, you guys know Tom and Wendy from Tandy Farms. We did an interview with them about a year ago. Fantastic, wonderful people. I can't credit them enough. So beautiful. In fact, the whole family is they've just got that big, beautiful heart. You just want to cuddle them more. You're not allowed to now, but they're good in the old days. We're not allowed to touch anyone anymore. Everyone's so scared. There were a lot of people wearing masks. Naughty me wasn't wearing my mask. Fingers crossed I don't catch anything. But it's one of those things. I was working up such a sweat with the masks. I was just, forget it. But that's life. All right, so let's talk about, oh gosh, there's so much to talk about. I forgot to take these remember these little packs I talked about where you had the hook, scissors, and sewing needle? I forgot to take them out until Saturday. Only one of them sold. About 20 packs. Had I taken them out Friday when it was our most busiest day, I would have sold them. But that's life, that's fine. So what I did was, as you saw, I put the hearts in here. Remember last week where I put the hearts in here? I put the hearts in there and it had a magnet on it. Remember that? Well, they started selling. This is what's left of our hearts. Yeah. They started selling. So one of my friends that was with me at the time said, Mary, pop all your hooks and scissors and things in there. It was such a good idea. It made the table look pretty. So we did that. A lot of these little knick-knack things sold. This is a measuring tape. And then there's the cloud measuring tape. And then there's these foldable scissors here. Ta-da! Check them out. Some of those little knickknacks, I purchased them, I don't even know how long ago. I purchased them, popped them in tubs, and they sold. The thing with those things and the thing with my store was a mistake I made. I thought I was smart. I thought I was, hence the word I thought, right? I had everything typed up, right? Everything yellow dotted was this price. Everything red dotted was that price. Everything white dotted. It was too confusing for some people. They don't want to look at dots. They just want to see a price on the label. And a lot of it wasn't priced that way. I thought putting the dots on them, they can work out what the prices were, yeah? Marry the yellow dot up with this price, marry the red dot. That's probably too much for people to focus with, especially when they're going to hundreds of stalls. They're not going to stop and try and marry up prices. So that's a lesson that you learn. Yeah, these are little lessons that you learn when you do these things. So during the day, Saturday afternoon, my daughter and I are putting prices on everything, writing up prices and putting them on. And my girlfriend did say to me, one of my friend who came to help, she came to help on Friday afternoon, Friday or most of the day and Saturday morning. And then when my daughter came, she left. She said to me, Mary, you should have priced everything, like on everything. And I learned the hard way with that. And what I did Saturday night was I sat there and just priced everything. So by Saturday, well, not Saturday night, Friday night, by Saturday, most of the items were priced in the front, except for the ready-mades. Ready-mades weren't priced. Like that sort of stuff wasn't priced. Oh, and I'm itchy now because there's a lot of stuff on the table. Ah, okay. So the best sellers were, as you heard, I'll put that over there, were these bags right here. Someone did ask me if I was going to sell the ready-mades, and all I had was these two and the one that the lovely Raylene bought. Now we'll talk about Raylene and Julie in a minute. She bought a bag, and those were the only three that I had there because I was more interested in selling the packs. And in actual fact, the packs did sell. There were a few left. I think there's about 5 left, and I already kept some here for our subscribers on purpose, so that I can push that once we get a chance and an opportunity. So these were the 2 bags. One was a small, one was the large. They're called market bags, French market bags. And there are other patterns out there. This is our design, and that's that really. So that was a big sale. And of course you heard about these 2 not doily, I keep calling them doilies. They're coasters, these 2 coaster packs. This was the one we made on the channel with the pattern showing you how to make it. This one is a little tiny basic one for anyone who started new with crochet. This was a big seller. A lot of people kept saying, I want to start on something. I know how to do, you know, your double crochets and your chains and your slip stitches. What can I do? And I taught them this basic stitch. This looks like a real picot. It's not. It's just a single crochet, chain 3 and single crochet in the same stitch. And then we did some single crochets across. So that was a great pack for people to start with, and they knew it, so they purchased that. The beginners did anyway. Oh, I'm puffed out, I'm puffed out. Now, let's go back. Just say your yarn comes from an acrylic sheet. We'll talk about acrylic in a minute, Marty. I bought another 2 hanks. Yes, you did, from Tandy. Yes, I need to get ready for work. Wish I could stay longer. That's all right, Charlotte. The best video to watch is the one that's coming up this Friday. I think I said tomorrow, but it's this Friday. That's the video you need to watch regarding what happened on the show. That is the big one. That's the show. I'm sorry. That is the video that will have the giveaway. What are we giving away? I hear you ask. We're about to show you some of them. Now, actually, you know what I'll do? I'll show you all of them. I won't tell you who gave them to me because that's going to happen on the Friday. And I do know that you've been waiting for it, and I don't want to leave it as a surprise. But it's not a surprise. I want you guys to see what it is that our money, yours and mine, put together, bought at the show. And we bought quite a few things. But before we do, just quickly, for those of you who don't know, this is a lovely lady by the name of Shelley Husband. She has her crochet in books. So she has made quite a few books here in Australia, in Melbourne, Victoria, and outside. At what time Friday? I haven't really decided, Charlotte. Whatever time the video goes up, you'll have a whole week to respond to that video. You'll have a whole week, hun. You don't have to do it in the first 10 minutes. Watch the video carefully. Listen to the questions. Going to be a very easy question. What are you calling this video? I haven't decided yet, but it's the only video that's coming out this week, Teresa. So really you can't go wrong. Whatever video, the very first video you see after the live, after this live, before the next live, that's the video to watch. I don't really want to call it a giveaway because there's a lot of weirdos getting on when they see the words giveaway. So I might reword it, keep that in mind, but I will let everyone know that's the video to watch. I'll leave messages on Instagram, on Facebook, here on YouTube, our community board. We have a community board. Now, guys, if you're regulars, you would know to watch the next video. That's it. If you're new to Well Crochet Designs, yay, you would have met us on the weekend. this Friday coming is a video to watch. And when you watch that video, you will see some of the items we purchased at the show. Bye, Charlotte. Have a good day at work. Anyway, as I was saying, the lovely Shelley Husband, she uses US terminology in this book, but she also has the same book in UK terminology. And she has a lot of books that she has bought out in Melbourne, Australia. I got to meet her on the weekend. She did a little video with me, just a quick 2-minute one explaining this book and her book and where you can purchase her books if you are not in Australia, which was fantastic. So this is the book I purchased. Now, quite a few years ago, I bought this book in the UK version by accident. And I don't even know what I did with it anyway, but I couldn't be bothered deciphering it. I know how to do it. I know how to decipher UK to US. I know the difference, but I couldn't be bothered. It's not my pattern, and I can't be bothered deciphering someone else's pattern. Don't you love it? So I put it aside, and I said to myself, when I see Shelley this weekend, which I knew I was going to see, that I would purchase the US terminology book. And I did. She was a beautiful lady. And with that came another book that we have for our giveaway. What? Or part of our giveaway. But she actually sold this one to me personally. That's my book. No one gets that. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. But I have my kit right here of all the items I purchased at the show using our $450. Okay. Firstly and foremost, we're going to pop one of our items in the pack. You're going to get our market bag pack. Yay! That is definitely going into the giveaway as part of the giveaway. Now, this is a $58 pack. I think it's $58.50 or something like that. As a $58 pack, that is going in the giveaway. And as you know, you get your yarn, hook, scissors, sewing needle, pattern. You get it all. You get the whole kit and caboodle. And I believe in that one, well, not that one there personally, but the one we're going to give you, it will have a stitch marker in that as well. So the free stitch marker from the lovely Karen and the lovely Raylene, who sent that to me. Now, speaking of Shelley Husband, I asked her what book would my subscribers love for both beginners and already avid crocheters. She suggested this. Now, this looks so difficult. This book is about the pattern you see right there. Yeah? Guess what? It's not. It is not difficult. She said to me, it's a bit like our Pretty as a Peacock blanket. The colors and the way we crochet over the stitches looks different. But you saw that video and how easy part 1 was, and part 2 is coming this week or next week. So you saw how easy that was. It's pretty much this book as well, in Shelley's version, not mine. It's not my patterns at all. These are Shelley's. So there you go, guys. And remember, what you purchase in the book either stays in the book or is your picture, your own picture gets posted. Please do not post her patterns. We can't stress it enough. Make sure you hang on to her patterns. Yeah, don't show other people the patterns inside the book. Now, I say that because a lot of people do that. They copy the pattern and then put the pattern up on, you know, social media and say, this is what I made. Don't put the pattern up, guys. Just put your picture up saying that you made it from Shelley Husband's book. And I'm saying this because crafters, creators like us tend to, we spend a lot of hours making these things. We spend a lot of hours writing them up. And so we have to appreciate the creator. And I appreciate Shelley a lot because she works hard. I know how hard she works. I work the same hard, but she works harder because she's done so many books. Okay. I passed the Prim crochet hook guy. I didn't see another crochet a crochet hook stand. He was the only one, so we purchased one from him. Now we're going to talk about who they are and how much, well, not so much how much we paid, or probably what we, copyright is the word. That's correct, Deborah. It's really unfair what people do with someone else's pattern, really it is. But there you go. I'm going to talk about everything in Friday's video. This is just showing you what we purchased, yeah? I'm going to have to make some space because I got stuff everywhere because I wanted to talk to you about things and I'm going to talk about them later. But let's just make some space here. I need to talk to you about the V-stitch beanie as well. We're going to talk about that in a minute as well. People wondering, did you make any sales on that? No, and we'll talk about that why. Okay, so there's one item. The book was the other item. Oh, I love this here. Oh, I love some. I'm loving some yarn. I'm not going to tell you again where they came from. You'll find out on Friday. There's one. What? Look at that. It's called Rios or Rios. I wasn't really sure of the name. And it is a teal feather, this colour's called. What? There's one. This is from a new fellow in the industry, which we'll talk about when we do it on Friday. He's got 3 colours here. I bought 3 from him to support him being new. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I've made such a mess here. Oh, this one came undone. This is me. This is not them. This was me. I just pulled at it. These 2 came from the same place. Yeah. We'll talk about it in a minute. This is Tom's Tandy yarn. Oh, way too exciting. Where's that other one? Just talk amongst yourselves while I find it, guys. Oh, here we go. These 3 here came from a new fella. Well, I say new fella. His family's been in the industry for years, but this is his new. We'll talk about that on Friday. Look how much we have. Okay. I mentioned to you guys that I don't have a lot of things on the channel for men. So I bought one of these. Check it out. Not crocheted, knitted, but achu. Check it out. It's a beret for men. What? And that's another thing, guys. Berets were very popular. People walking through the shed wearing berets. So we may have to do a beret on the channel. Maybe. Oh, this little item here I purchased from one of our fellow YouTuber, Instagram. I know the lady from way back. I saw her. I've always wanted to purchase one of her bags. Her name is Sam, and I bought that one. We'll talk about that again. Oh, look what else I bought. Sheep soap. Sheep soap. Oh boy, real fragrant. All right, it's coming. It's nearly there. Look how much we spent. We used the money wisely. This little item right here, shawl pin. How gorgeous is that? Guess what? The lady even went out of her way to do a quick video on how to use this shawl pin. What? How beautiful was she? We'll talk about her later too. Now, this particular thing, these are buttons, right? Yours truly forgot to get the paid for them, but I forgot to get the price of what they were. And firstly, I saw this one right here first. Oh, this one, I love this one so much. Pussycat Buttons. Check it out. Little kitty buttons. I bought one for everyone, and I bought one for me. Couldn't help it. I just want one to sit right there when I'm wearing a beautiful cardigan, and I know exactly what cardigan I'm going to put it on. So I already knew the second I saw this button what I was going to do with it, right? I did ask for a puppy button, but she only had kitties. But I really wanted the kitty one anyway. Initially, I just wanted to buy some handmade buttons from the handmade people, and that's what I did. But silly me forgot to write the price down, so I don't know how much I spent on it. So I'm just going to put them in the pack as a freebie, as you do, right? And there was about 5 of those buttons in there and 1 cat button. Yeah, and I'm taking the other cat button. I want it. I want that button. All right, so this particular lady here was my, that's the prim people. We won't talk about that. This lady here, Hot Bag, I think it's called. She was my next door neighbor at the show. She was right next to me at the show. So she did so well. She did so well because, well, it was a heat bags, hot bags, and people, it was pretty cold. So people were purchasing those, which was great. I actually literally bought one for my hands so that when I'm sitting in front of the TV at night and I'm feeling uncomfortable, I can, you know, work my hands. So that's from me. And then there was this one here. This is the one that I couldn't get a video of. but I couldn't help it. Everything, whoever wins this, everything will go inside this sheep bag. You can't see it because of the handles there, but the sheep faces are on there. You've got 3 different sheep faces. So everything will go inside the sheep bag. What? And last but not least, there was a lovely lady by the name of Vivian. She was also in our room, but way down the other end, and she literally took me under her wing. So I give her credit, and we'll talk about her when we do the giveaway as well. And she had these, I couldn't stop laughing, massive chickens. They were like 75 or 85. I can't remember the price. I think it was 75. I'm not sure. But it's in the video when she says it. And there was the smaller ones, which was this one here. Check it out. I believe it's knitted. It's not crocheted. I had to have one, but it's not for me. It's for the giveaway. She was such a beautiful lady, taught me lots of things about the show, where to park, what to do, what time to get there. And she didn't have to. She was there for her own stall. But she really was a beautiful woman, and we'll talk about her on the Friday's video as well. But I couldn't help but buy the chicken. She had some beautiful stuff, though. And I think I did a full little video of her store because she had some fantastic things. But I bought the chicken. I just love the little chicken. You know me, I love something that's going to make me giggle. And this one made me giggle. And so I bought the chicken, and that's going in the back as well. So, guys, that's pretty much it. All of that plus our market bag, it all added up to be about $460. So I went over a little bit, but it doesn't matter. It was, you know, I was bound to do that anyway. And then I bought, as you know, the book for myself. I bought the cat button because I wanted it. I didn't have time to shop. I really, this was another negative, really wished I had time. There were so many stalls to see, and I was running past them. Like, they must have thought, what's wrong with this nutcase? I was running past them, right, like this, so fast, because I couldn't stop and talk. And don't get me wrong, I had people watching my stand, but whilst I was using the phone, they couldn't use the little square. Right? So it was kind of a catch-22. I had to be at the stand, or the phone had to be at the stand, but I needed the phone to record. So it was kind of a catch-22. So I literally rushed, but we still got the goods we needed for the giveaway. So very exciting, guys. This Friday, we're going to have the giveaway. I don't know what I'll call it yet. Might call it the sheep show something. What happened at the sheep show, or the sheep show video, and then right at the very end you can see the giveaway. Look, we'll talk about it throughout the whole video. In the video, you're going to have maybe 5 minutes of these people that I purchased from, them talking about their one product that they're selling us. It'll be like a couple of seconds per, oh no, a minute per person or something, but it might work out to be about 10 minutes by the time we do them all. As you can see, there's a lot of items there, but if it was up to me, I would have spent more. I mean, all my earnings would have gone that weekend, as you do. What? So I give credit to the people of Bendigo. Thank you very much for everyone who did look after us, and also thank you to our subscribers who did come along. A special thank you to Raylene as well. Raylene and Julie came up on the Friday. They came to support us, obviously, but not just that. They went and had lunch, and we know we were talking about it and everything, but they did do it. They didn't just bring us back lunch for me. They brought me back lunch for the person that was helping me out on the day. Someone says we're frozen. I can't see that here. I'm actually seeing that everything is up and running. Okay, I love that yarn. What would you recommend to make to sell a very small town craft market? I'm making earrings. Crochet thread, but would love other ideas. You can make a choker chain, you can make scrunchies, soap saver bags, you can make all little small items that don't take too long to make. Wish I could stay on, but I'm falling asleep. Oh, I'm sorry, Middle Earthians, good night. You can go shopping for croissants with your market bag and Beret. Marty, get in a corner. Good night, Middle Earthians. Good night. Hey from Melbourne, Tanya, welcome, welcome. You're from Melbourne. You're from Melbourne because we're from Melbourne. Welcome, Tanya. We're from Glenroy in Melbourne. Not sure if you know the area, but welcome and enjoy today's show. We've got a lot happening. And good morning to the beautiful Angela. That's what crafting people are all about. Thank you, Deborah. Yes, we are. And you know, Tanya, that's fantastic. All right, look, guys. There was just so much to see and so much to do. I'm so disappointed that I didn't get an opportunity to see a lot of the sheep. I just finished work. I'm from Hoppers. Oh, Hoppers, yay. We're not far at all, Tanya. We're not close, but we're not far. And I'm disappointed that I didn't get the time. And I think this time next year, honestly, I would like to just go to the show and enjoy the show. Yeah. But I really missed everything. I missed a lot of stuff. I missed the catwalk. I wanted to see that. There was a lot of, I actually ran past the catwalk and they were introducing two girls and I went, oh, that's great. Just as they were walking, good to see it, bye. And I ran off. So I was a little flustered, a little rushed. Everything just went so fast. Sunday was a bit long, bit long as it slowed down a little bit. In fact, Sunday afternoon was the day I was able to go and purchase everything because that was the time I had available. It did rain something shocking on Sunday. On and off. It stopped and started and stopped and started. And literally moments before we were packing to take our stuff out of the shed, the heavens opened. It bucketed down, thunderstorms. It was just, yeah. We waited a few minutes. It did slow down a little bit. We still got wet. Did you see live sheep? I did, but Anne, I was very quick. I saw, I don't know, I saw one and went like this. Hey, nice to see you later, bye, and ran. I wanted to see the dogs. I wanted to see the sheep. I wanted to see a lot. There was something funny that happened. Look, these things happen to me. I'm telling you, there was something funny that did happen. Any Melbourne peeps are welcome to come to my meetup on Saturday. Oh, good on you, Tanya. There was something funny that happened. Well, it's not funny. It's a little bit silly on my part. The Friday we went, we had a good day. It was a long day. It was my busiest day. It was the day I made a bit of money on, which is good. But I had two Coles supermarket bags, the plastic ones. There was two of them. One that had all the good stuff in, which I had to take back with me, which were the tickets to the show and other things, right? And were some of my good stuff, right? And the other bag was for the rubbish. Anyway, we won't go there. So we spent the day, we were tossing things and rubbish on one side, putting things that we needed on the other. At the end of the day, my girlfriend said to me, or my friend who was helping me out said to me, can I get rid of all the rubbish? I said, yeah, that's the rubbish. Take it. She throws it in the bin. This was the end of the day, luckily. She throws it in the bin, yeah? We threw the wrong bag out. My fault, because I told her to throw it out. She threw it out. Anyway, I went back to the hotel and I thought, or motel, wherever I was staying, I thought, oh, where's that bag? It's got everything in it. It's got the tickets. It's got my book with all the information for the show. Oh, and more. It's got all my patterns in it. It had everything. Because I bought, this is the book I use here at the table. And I started having heart failure. I'm thinking, did we throw that one out? I was like, heart failure, right? Anyway, come the next morning, out of sheer panic, this is probably why I didn't sleep well that night. I had 3 hours that night. Out of sheer panic, I thought, firstly, they're not going to let me into the show. Secondly, I've lost some important stuff, right? And I thought, I'll go early, just in case it's still sitting on the table, the other bag, or it's in the rubbish bin. I was panicking, thinking if they hadn't emptied the rubbish bin, it'll still be there. So I get there early. The day that I get there, they have a problem with the front gates, the main gates. Of course they do, right? They never have this problem, ever. It's like a catch-22. So they said, you've got to go right up to the other side, around the other area where it's gate 3. So we're driving. We find gate 3. But the thing with gate 3, that's at the back where all the sheep and, all the the other stuff is, right? You don't see. All I had to do was drive through. And when you get to the end, there's 2 sections. You can go one way, you can go the other. Well, I went the wrong way. So I went the wrong way, ended up with the sheep area. Couldn't get out. I was stuck. Like in a U-turn. I was trying to do a 3-point something turn. It was hilarious. in fits laughing at this stage in the car by myself, right? In fits laughing. And one fella comes up to me and says, "You can't be around here. This is where the sheep, this is where the sheep are." I said, "I know, but I don't know where I am." And at this stage, he's looking at me like I'm a nut because I'm in fits laughing, thinking, I don't even know how I got into the centre without the tickets. But I said to them, look, I've lost the tickets. They're either on the table or in the rubbish bin. So I drive around, took me ages, and should have only taken me a couple of minutes, right? So I'm driving around in circles and driving around, and then I find the area finally. I pull over. It was because it was so early, a lot of people went there anyway, so I had a really good spot to park. And then I thought, well, I'll just wait until they open the gate. It was way too early for them to open the gate to the garage door, the shed door, whatever you want to call it. But then I thought, do I dare check the rubbish bin? I said, do I dare? No. I'm sitting in the car staring at the bin thinking, it's outside, right? And staring at it. No, couldn't be in there. But I did. I got up, went over to the bin, opened the lid, hadn't been emptied. Sure enough, there's our bag with all my stuff in it. Opened up the plastic bag, the tickets were in there, my book was in there. Everything was in there. It was hilarious. And all I could do, I was crying from laughing so much. I thought, this is so funny. If they had emptied that bin that night, I would have lost everything. All the important documents, everything. So it was a little bit of funny thing that happens, and those sort of things only happened to me because I was a clumsy, whatever you want to call me. But yeah, it was very funny at that time. But anyway, that day, you went on Friday. There was no rain on Friday, Karen. No, there was a little bit of rain. There was a lot of rain on Saturday, and it bucketed down Sunday afternoon just before we left the show. It was like it was waiting for us to stop the show. It was literally, I don't know, maybe 5 to 4 when the show was about to finish, and it just came down. We're all sitting in the shed going, no, you could have waited 10 minutes. But we got wet, as you do. Nothing a good shower didn't fix. And that's neither here nor there, and it worked. But the actual show itself, it was pretty amazing. The amount of stalls that were there, from food stalls to, I bought honey for us. I didn't bring that in to show you, but I bought honey from a honey stand that it's a specific, farm that has their bees and they make honey. I bought their honey, fresh honey. Yeah. What else? Oh, there was so much. There were actually, I was in shock when I went to have dinner one night. I was standing at the bar next to someone and I was talking to him, and he was saying how he was at the show as well because I was wearing my jumper and he recognized me. The jumper was so popular. The cardigan, the, coloured cardigan. And he said to me that he was there at the show, and I said, what is your family doing at the show? And he says, we sell insurance. Insurance at the show? Mm-hmm. And I said, how'd you go? He goes, how do you go when you're selling? He goes, we do really well. Then I passed another stand. They were lawyers. Lawyers? And lawyers do well too. Who knew? There was their radio station there as well. They had their van and the radio station was there. There was catwalk. There was competitions, giveaways that were done. There were just so many things there. I couldn't keep up. Imagine me walking around on Saturday or Sunday. You would not have been able to stay, Karen. That would have been a shocker of a day. But there were so many stands, from yarn to people selling packs where there were spinners. There was, look, I couldn't even tell you. There was just so much sheep dogs, little shows happening. I couldn't believe I missed the catwalk. If you didn't know this, I do love the modeling side of the world as well. I love to watch a good catwalk, something I've always liked doing. I was once invited to a catwalk show, which was, a main show in the city years and years ago, and something happened to someone I was with at the time, and we had to get stitches and we were rushed to hospital and the rest of it, so we missed the show. And I never ever got an opportunity to see a professional one again, but I really wanted to see that one there, and I missed it because I didn't have time to watch. So I think if I was to go again next year, I would go as a spectator because I would really like to enjoy the show. It is massive. If you get a chance next year to go to the Australian Sheep and Wool Show 2023, my suggestion is you go and have a good time. The other thing we had was we had the Elvis exhibition on as well that weekend. It was finishing that weekend, so there were people everywhere. People for the Elvis exhibition and people for Bendigo. So it was just a lot of people. And I'm more sad that I missed the sheep shows and the little dog shows and the things that they put on um, outside of yarn, outside of purchasing yarn, outside of purchasing hooks and scissors and sewing needles. A lot of people did ask me about sock patterns. We may have to start considering sock patterns. Never know, we might have to. I do, for those of you who didn't know this, guys, I don't just use wool. I use wool, I use acrylic, I use cotton. I have a lot for everyone so that everyone has an opportunity to choose the materials they need for their project. And I think it's something like this, at a place like this, they were saying that you needed to have more wool. But actual fact, our cotton items were the first things to go. Now, I'm going to quickly talk to you about the beanie. If I can find it, I'll put it down here. You know what? Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to bag everything because it's just in my way here. So I'm going to bag it all. Here it is. There's the beanie. All right. So everyone was saying, where's the beanie? Where's the beanie pack? Oh, I did the packs. Everything was perfect. Yeah, except the pattern. At the very last minute, we found a big boo-boo in the pattern. I had done a small, medium, and large. And the small and the large, let's put the medium down. The small and the large, we won't use fingers because that doesn't look right. The V-stitches you see in there, your double crochet V-stitches in there, they amounted to be an even amount on each round. Yeah. I'm almost saying rows, I still do it. Both the first, the small and the large were perfect. The medium, I accidentally, and this is what no one could tell me on the time, I couldn't work out where the mistake was. I accidentally used an odd amount. So when people got to the top and they wanted to even it out, it didn't even out and they couldn't work out why, right? So lucky this was told to me literally before I left the show because the packs were ready to be done. I may need to go. All right, Tanya, well, we'll see you soon, hun. Take care. Lovely to have you here. And what happened was it didn't match up. So anybody who had the medium size head, which is my size head, right flat bang in the middle of the three measurements, would have found that this would not have worked for them. The pattern would have been out of whack. They wouldn't have been able to marry up. It wouldn't have married up and it wouldn't have worked. So me being the fact that that was my size, I checked this pattern here out, the one that I'm holding right now, and it's done in an odd amount. And I changed some stitches up here to suit and didn't even realize that I had done that. So even though I said pop an even amount around, this is wrong. What? Lol, I meant to the show. I may need to go. Oh, to the show. Oh. Oh, sorry, Daniel. I thought you were going. You got to go. I'm just shocked. But I think if I was going to go to the show again, it would be I leave early in the morning and I leave at night because the cost of staying there at the show overnight is, unless you can share with some people, unless you know of a cheaper venue somewhere, but it's very expensive to stay. Anyway, so that's neither here nor there. Anyway, so I did mess up the beanie. I had done the packs. All I was waiting was for the okay from someone who checked it for me. And it was just all I had to do. In fact, I'd already printed out all the copies. So I had about 30 copies, 15 for sale and 15 for the packs. So I couldn't sell them. And so what I did was, and in fact, I think one person bought that. And it was, what did I do exactly? Oh, yes, I sold the pack as it was to that one person and told her I would email the pattern. And she was happy to do that because she asked me about it. It was one of our subscribers. And she said, I'm happy to do that. I'll purchase the pack and then you just send me the pattern once it's done. So I'm going to spend the week playing with the pattern, fixing it up. And then I'll have it ready for our packs. And hopefully I can have it ready for Friday's giveaway. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But I was a bit sad that I messed it up. And it was going to be our only wool pack, our only major wool pack from the Polworth sheep, which was Tandy's yarn. Tandy's yarn. Can't get it out. Tandy's wool. And I was also going to sell the Bendigo Woolen Mills pack. So they were very much the same size. You can use both those yarns for the same thing. So it gives people an option to buy the fancy wool, which was the Tandy one, and the more affordable but yet still soft luxury wool from Bendigo. So you had that choice and the opportunity to purchase either one. So I was going to do that and I messed up. So I didn't sell it at all. I couldn't take that risk in popping the pattern in and I was going to write it on there. I thought, oh, how unprofessional is that? So I didn't have time. I left it all at home, all the patterns, everything, and said I'll deal with it when I go back on Monday, which I never did because I came back late Monday. I stayed overnight Sunday night, have a rest, came back a bit late Monday and just plonked on the couch and stared. I was watching television. I couldn't tell you what I was watching because it really was just, it was way too much for me. But that's okay. And I only started crocheting a little bit this morning. And believe it or not, it was our Pretty as a Peacock blanket. I had to play with that this morning. So for those of you who know what that is, you'll know. If you don't know what that is, I will leave a link to that blanket in the description box down below after the live. And you can have a look-see on that one. But it was a lot of work. If I had to do it again, I don't think so somehow. I don't know. Ask me again in 5 months' time. Let's see how I'm feeling. Oh, Julie, stay with you. Don't tempt me, Julie. If I stay with you, we won't get any sleep. We'll be too busy partying and crocheting. It's easy to do a day trip, though. That's right, Tanya. I will probably do the day trip, and I'll probably enjoy it more because I'll be able to watch and see the things that I missed out on and really did. I'm not used to being the stall holder. You know, I'm used to being the spectator. and for me, I rather sit in the corner in a lounge room and make pretty things than stand at a stall and sell. I don't know if that makes any sense to everyone. Having said that, I have to do Pipeworks coming up soon, which I don't know when, but that's coming up very soon. Keep your eyes peeled for that one. I will once again talk about that closer to the date. At least with Pipeworks, I'll be a little bit more organized. I'll have everything labeled, everything priced. You know, you live and learn when you do some of these things. I've done stalls in the past, but they've only been very small stalls. I haven't had a lot of stock. I had so much stock that I never put some stuff out on the table. It never got to the table. And I think I might need 3 tables and still it won't be enough. Hi, I'm looking forward to the blanket. It's coming, Fluffy Kitten, definitely coming now. Part 2 has already been edited. I do need to send the pattern off to Jody, and once that's sent to her, I will upload part 2. So sometime next week, you will see part 2 of the Pretty as a Peacock blanket. I'm already, as of this morning, started part 3. What? So on Saturday, you will see part 3 before you even get part 2, which is very exciting. And that's that. But I just wanted to let everyone know that I did have a good time at the show. 2 mistakes I made. I wore the wrong shoes. Nothing wrong with them, but I'll explain it in a minute. I didn't bring my coloured boots with me. So that was kind of 2 mistakes I made. By not bringing the coloured boots with me, a family said, look, we're coming up this day. Do you want us to bring? I said, no, leave them there. Don't worry. I'm fine with the shoes I was wearing. But the shoes I was wearing were like a cheap rubber kind of shoe. They weren't anything fancy, right? Try wearing a cheap rubber shoe over rocks and stones, and there were some nice flat surfaces as well, but from when you're traveling in and out of your shed, there was a lot of rocks and stones and things, and those rubber shoes got wrecked, literally cut underneath one and cut on the bottom of the other from the rocks. And they were rubber. They weren't like a real good solid shoe. Had I just worn my black runners, that would have been okay. But I wore these black rubber shoes. Yeah, and they weren't good. They weren't appropriate for what we were doing, the running around, the standing, the packing and unpacking. Did things go missing? Yes, a couple of items went missing. Can't say how, can't say where, can't say when, but they went walkies. It happens. Nothing you can do about it. My OT is happy with me because I drove so far and walked as far as I did with my health problems. You know what, Karen, you had a nice rest on the day as well next to me, and I'm glad you sat and rested. Oh, Raylene, everyone's sorry you're late. You've just missed the whole thing, Raylene. For those of you who didn't know, the beautiful Raylene and Julie met at the show on Friday, and we actually have a photo here somewhere. I don't know if it's on Facebook, I think it's everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, the channel, I think it's everywhere. And lovely Raylene purchased some lunch for me on the day, and didn't just purchase me lunch, she purchased lunch for the person who was helping me on the day as well. What? I did forget to talk about one thing. This little guy right up here. Now, Raylene asked me, she said, what were you going to do on the show? If I had time, which I didn't, not for any of the days, I was going to do two things. One, I was going to work on the Pretty as a Peacock blanket. People could come up and I could let them know what the next stitches were. They could have had a personal look at what the next stitches were. Two, I was going to create something like this, a row of chains using a large hook and two of the, let me show you, Lion Brand yarns together, these two yarns together, working with both these yarns together. And I was going to do a row of chains. I started off thinking a row of single crochet, but I thought better chains in one color, yeah? And then anybody who purchased something on the stand on the day, if they wanted to do a row of chains, exactly the same of this, in the same color, they could get another 10%, further 10% off on one of the whatever items they purchased over $50. That's what I was going to do. But it got so busy, I never had the opportunity to do it. I even bought the yarn. Everything was under the table in a tub. All I had to do was take it out and do it. I couldn't get the time. But it was a lot of fun doing the stall. Would I do it again? I don't think so. I'm not sure. We'll see. Please pray for my daughter. She's in IC. Oh, Mary, sorry to hear that. Throwing some good vibes off to you, some good health vibes off to you. Oh, no, Mary will do. What will we do? I missed it. Hello, Bonnie. Mary will do. Okay, hello. I didn't even see you come in, Bonnie. What? Let's have a drink first because I'm really puffed out. All right. So I'm going to put some of the stuff away because I want it to be there when we do our giveaway on Friday. What's going to happen with the giveaway here, you ask? I haven't decided whether to do one big giveaway, whether to do 3 giveaways and do a third, first, second, whatever it is, prize. Now, I'm going to have a chat with you guys about this, and you can talk to me about that. Raylene, you may have to watch the live again. I can't go through all the stuff. It's going to take me too long. Look how long it took us, guys, 1 hour and 7 minutes, and I haven't stopped talking. So I did do the purchases for what we need for our giveaway. Now, you saw how many items we had for the giveaway, okay? So the question is, do we, I dropped that over there before, don't lose that. Do we do a first, second, and third, or do we do one big giveaway? What do we do, guys? Let's talk about it now. Let's have a chat about it right now. Oh, by the way, that little chain thing you see there, I used this hook, yeah? And what I was going to do, once everybody who did one row of chain, I was going to stitch them together and make one big cowl with it. I think that would have been gorgeous, and we could have sold that on the website. 3 prizes would be awesome. Okay, I think 3 prizes would be great because that'll give people 3 chances to win. First, second, third. Everybody's saying first, second, third. Okay, we could do that. We could do that. There were a lot of prizes, Raylene, if you get a chance to watch the video later. 3 prizes would be good. All right, everybody's saying 3 prizes. I think you should do what's best with your postage is outside of this world. Yeah, the postage is just chaos, but I will be shipping anywhere around the world. That was the deal. So if you are from, you know, Melbourne across the way there, if you live across the road, or if you live in North Pole, you'll get your pack. I don't know when, but you'll get it. First, second, third, says Green Butterfly. So a lot of people are saying first, second, third, and I think it gives everybody an opportunity, or 3 people an opportunity, I should say, to have a taste of some of our good stuff here in Australia. How I'm going to divide it into 3 is so hard. I was just thinking of you, hun. I know, Bonnie, and I'm telling you now, the shipping is just chaos. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know whether I'll use the YouTube tracker thingy. Share the love, says Raylene. Yep. I'm assuming I'll use the YouTube, I don't know, was it picker, I don't know, competition picker tracker thing. I don't know what it's called. Tracky picker thing. Someone else look it up for me. Comment picker tracker thing. But I've used it before many times where it does all the spinning and I don't have to worry about it. It's hot. It's chaos at the moment, Bonnie, even locally. I couldn't believe even locally how much postage is costing everyone. But anyway, that's life, and you know, it's part of everything. Everything's gone so expensive now. It's chaos. Anyway, so that's that. I'm just so excited that we did what we did. Random comment picker. Thank you. That's it, Riley. Oh, thank you. I couldn't remember the name of it. Random comment. I still can't get it. Comment picker tracker. Comment picker. No, postal's totally different, Teresa. We're talking about when we do the giveaway, there's like a little spinner thing that YouTube has. It's like a tracker thing, and it just spins everything around and it picks names from all the comments on your list. The question will be easy, whether I make it one question or whether I make it a bit exciting where you need to answer the question for yourself. So let's say I say to you, right, what's the favorite thing on your list? And you pick one that's favorite on your list. So it doesn't matter. It just has to be regarding the question. And you have to be a subscriber, which is a given, really. In every giveaway, you just need to be a subscriber. That's in our giveaways. They're so easy. As long as you are a subscriber, you are in. Really, you really are. I know $2 send is now $20. Oh, really? What's RCP, Teresa? It's short for something. RCP. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, the giveaway. I haven't done a giveaway in such a long time. I haven't, because we usually do the spot giveaways. Random, that's it. Random comment picker. Thanks, thanks, Bonnie. Thanks, Teresa. Yeah. It's a little, you don't log in. You just type in random YouTube random comment picker, whatever it's called. It comes up. You click on it, and then you pop the link of your video in there, and you click select subscribers or select comments, and it gives you how many people commented. So if you had 20 people comment, it says you've got 20 comments. If you had 300 people comment, you'll have 300 comments. And then when you click go, it goes through all of those comments and then just picks one. So you don't have to do it. So that works perfect. Now, on the Friday when I do the giveaway, I will give you a date of when the giveaway will be announced. Okay. Or when it will be spun, if that at that matter, right? I always give you a relatively good time, like 6 days, 7 days. It will literally be like Friday the giveaway starts, you'll have till next Friday, you know, the Friday after, to pop your comment. So don't rush to do the comment. It doesn't matter who's in first, who's in middle, who's in last. It doesn't matter. The comment picker does not choose a first person in, does not choose the last person, does not choose the middle. It just runs all those comments and then one just gets picked. Did you already show the stuff? Did I miss it? I did. It took a while, actually. Do you want me to go through it real quickly, guys? I just put it all back in the bag. Shall I do it real quickly? Yes? There's one item. One crochet hook, 4.5. Now, the reason I bought a 4.5 is because some of the yarn we purchased took a 4.5 millimeter hook. So that gives you the opportunity. There's some yarn there. These two yarns were purchased at the same. That was the Tandy. I can't go through all the names. It'll take forever. That's more yarn. This collapsed. It was my fault, not theirs. You get that? My fault, not theirs. These three yarns were purchased together. We'll talk about that on Friday. A little chick. Well, that's actually the big chick. It's a big chick, but it's the smallest chick. The lady has big chicks. This huge, this size. Shawl pin. The lady who gave us this shawl pin actually showed me a video. She didn't show me a video. She showed me on our video how to put this shawl pin on. Yeah. Sheep soap. Don't you love it? Don't you love it? Another bag, a little bag here from Sam, and we all know who Sam is. We'll talk about her on Friday as well. I don't usually get enough gear for our men on the channel, so I bought a beret for our men on the channel. Yay. The big bag that I was going to put everything in, but now we're talking about 3 prizes. I'll have to put some of the gear in it. There's, oh, hang on, there's a sheet. You can look at it that side. There you go, sheet bag, yeah. The hot bag lady who was right next to me at the show, and the buttons. Where did the buttons go? Buttons. Everybody got the buttons. Firstly, I bought these handmade buttons, those ones there. There's about 5 of them, and the reason I bought 5 is because they will fit the cardigan that you make, or whatever you want to use them for. You don't have to use them for our cardigan. And I bought 2 buttons. I actually bought one for me because I loved it so much, which was that one right there. Look at the size of that. That would go perfectly right in the middle, right there. Little kitty cat button right there. Right there, simply divine. So I bought a second one. Well, actually, I bought it for you guys first. No, I didn't. I bought it for me first. I bought it for me first and thought, well, I get jealous and want one, so I bought another one. Yeah, that's it, guys. That's all the stock there is that I purchased. Now I'll talk about where they came from, who gave it to us. Everyone who gave us these items did a small video for us. How cool is that? They said, right, my name, they were so fast because they were watching me be so fast. They knew I was in such a hurry. That my name is so-and-so, you can get our bags from da-da-da-da, or you can get our buttons from da-da-da, and it just went on. It was so fast. And I rushed, and you could hear me rushing in the video, and I do apologize in advance for that. But at least you have an opportunity to see where these items came from, who's selling them, and where you can actually purchase more if you wanted to. Now, I didn't get paid to do any of that. It was something that I did as a thank you to the show as well, for allowing me to have a store there along with everybody else. Now, we all worked hard to have our stores there. We paid our fee, we had our store, we had fun, and we didn't have fun, whatever. It doesn't matter. We were there, right? And to give back to the smaller community or the smaller stores or even your big stores there, I purchased what I could from those who were new in the industry, those who were in the industry for a while, but still I remember them, so I purchased from them. So I tried to purchase from as many people as I could in as many different areas by using the crochet hook, the book, the yarn, the soap. Like, try to purchase from different areas, giving everybody an opportunity to show their products, if you will. And that gives also you an opportunity to say, wait a minute, I really like that sheet soap. Let's find out what else this lady has on her store. Or I really like the shawl pin. Let's go and check out her store and find out what else she has and what else he has, and so on. Now, I did purchase some yarn from obviously Tom, as we know, but also purchased some yarn from another lady, and also purchased some yarn from a new fella in the industry called Max. He's new. Well, he's not new. The family is in the industry, but he's new doing his yarn right now. He's got a great name. I love it. We'll talk about that on Friday. And I wanted to make sure that everybody had that opportunity to be purchased, if that makes any sense. I don't know if that makes any sense. But we were there to buy things. We were there to spend our $450. We did that. It was $466 to be exact. I think it was 460 something. But it's okay. We didn't actually. We spend less, and I added my $58 pack right there. Now, if and when I'm ready to upload our giveaway, those packs will be up on the website at that time I upload the video. So when I say to you, right, head off to our website at www.wowcrochetdesigns.com, because our packs will be up there. That's when you can go and purchase them. I'm trying to talk to my daughter about organizing a discount code just for YouTubers. So that gives you guys an opportunity to purchase the item with that code. So you get the discount, and only you get that discount because you are YouTubers. If we can't do that, I'll have to discount everyone. But she said it can be done. I spoke to her on Saturday about it, but I'm hoping that it can be done by this Friday. I'm going to put everything up on the system, leave it sit in the background. It's called hidden. And then I'm going to speak to her. If she can do that before Friday, then we'll do it on Friday. If not, I'll redo a video on Monday for our packs only. And that'll give you the opportunity on Monday to head over and purchase our packs. We'll do it on the weekend and work it out together. But if she can work that out for me before the weekend, maybe we can get that going by Friday. It's nothing to do with what we're doing here anyway. I'll talk about that on Friday's video. But more importantly, this Friday will be the video you need to watch. What? To enter that giveaway now for 3 different prizes, because you have spoken. You, the subscribers, have spoken. I haven't heard anyone say just the one prize yet. So I think we're going to do 3 different prizes. It works well. It gives an opportunity for everybody to win something, which is good. Well, 3 people, not everyone. 3 people. Sorry about the little crinkle noise there, guys. But it gives you all an opportunity to win something, which is fantastic. Now, what can I say, guys? I had a lot of fun at the show. I don't know. Don't ask me now. Ask me in 3 months' time if I'll do it again. I think I need 3 months to still let it stew over. I do know that people were already booking accommodation for next year. It's hilarious. Personally, I don't think that will happen with me. I don't think I'll be doing it again, personally. Because if I do go to the show, I want to go as a spectator. I want to see it. I missed out this year. Being a stall holder, I missed out on seeing the good stuff, and I really would like to see the good stuff. For those of you joining us new, our best sellers at the show were the market bag, which I knew would be because I was promoting the market bag, yeah, with the market bag and the coaster packs, both of the coaster packs, not just one. The orange one that we did on the channel, we were selling them as packs. And then there was this pink one here, which we were also selling as packs. Each pack you can get 6 coasters out of. You might be able to get, with this one here, you might be able to get a 7th and an 8th out of that one. So we'll see. It just depends on your crochet techniques. But I've calculated that each pack you can get 6 coasters out of it. So that way it gives you an opportunity to create them and give them to whoever you like, or keep them for yourselves. Like those beautiful children that came up and purchased 1 pack each. They were sisters. And they both came up and purchased 1 pack each, and that was fantastic. A lot of people didn't want the cotton, which was okay. A lot of people asked why I didn't have a lot of wool, being a sheep show, which was okay too. These were all good and honest questions, and I just told them, I said, look, where we are on YouTube, we teach for 3 different products. We teach for the wool, we teach for the cotton, and we teach for the acrylic, giving everyone an opportunity to make something that is suitable to them. Not everybody can use wool, but the fact that this was a wool show, I should have known better to have more wool products there. But that's all you live and learn. Plus, someone said to me, oh my gosh, you never show us these other things that you have on the table. Yeah. And one of them was this. Now, someone said, this was never done on our channel. How come you're selling such a thing? Well, it was. It was done on our channel as a Christmas tea-towel topper. It's exactly the same pattern as the Christmas one. If you remember, we did this one in Christmas. Last Christmas it was, I think. Oh, it might have been the Christmas before. I can't remember. No, it was last Christmas. Oh, last Christmas. We did it, and I did this one last month just as an added extra for the show. It didn't sell. That's okay. And little things like this you haven't seen. Now, this is a little semi V-stitch beanie for newborns. With our... What have I done with it? Hello, I've lost it. With our V-stitch beanie, I put it down. I don't know what I've done with it. With our V-stitch beanie, hello, it's probably in with the competition things. With our V-stitch beanie, it will be the same, similar pattern, not the same because obviously it's a different size. We're going to do one for newbies. We're going to do one for newborns as well. So you're going to have a newborn beanie and the adult beanie. You're going to have them as a pack in 1 pack. Maybe. But at the moment, we're only going to focus on the woman's beanie, adult's beanie. It's not so much a woman's beanie, it's an adult beanie. If you are a man, you can wear this beanie, really, because I'm doing the three sizes, the small, the medium, and the large, which is giving you an opportunity to create. Now, I believe the circumference of a man's head is a little bit more than the circumference of a woman's head. So the large I created specifically so that if a man wants to make it for himself, he can. And that was the idea of creating it with the yarn from Tandy. And again, being able to create it with the Bendigo Woollen Mills yarn, giving you the opportunity to decide where you want your beanie to go. Are you off? Are you, Julie? Lovely to see you. It was lovely having you here. And it was lovely seeing you at this show. And I did miss telling everyone on the live that you were there. Oh, but I told you on Saturday and Sunday. Sunday's video or the live video was like, was so fast. I'd never seen anything so fast. But I literally forgot to do the video. I wasn't late. I said I was running late, but I really wasn't. I was just looked at the time and thought, it's 9 o'clock. I'll do the video anyway and see if no one was going to come in on Sunday that early. Well, some people did come in, but I didn't show faces anyway. Just put the head down. I did take some footage of talking to one lady about I think it was the little chicken. And whilst I was taking the footage, I went to the right a little bit. There was a dog, a dog in the room. I thought, where did this dog come from? He was just sitting on the floor. Yeah, so I don't know if he was allowed to be there. But I went like this. And then I went back. You see the camera go, whoop. Looked back at the dog. And I went, oh, there's a puppy in the room. It was a dog, not a puppy. It was a nice, big, juicy dog. And I would have stopped what I was doing. If I wasn't recording for the channel, I would have stopped and gone, how to play. I love a cuddle with a dog. So yeah, there was a lot that happened at the show. I don't know where to start from, but I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I kept messing up the price of the love hearts. All I had to say was, see if I can do it. We'll see if I can do it. Ready? 1 for $2 or 2 for $3. That is all I had to say. And I kept saying 2 for 1, 1 for 3. No, that doesn't work. 1 for 2, 2 for 3. 5. Then 5 came in and 6, and I just wrote it on a piece of paper and stuck it to it in the end because I didn't want to say it anymore. So I said, well, how much are your hearts? Everything else was easy. All was 1 for 2, 2 for 3. That's all I had to say. I couldn't get it out. So there was some interesting things that happened. There was some not so good things that happened. You know, products just went walkabout. You never saw them again. Can't do much about that. They were on the table 1 minute, they were gone the next. That's life. What else? The good stuff was, you know, I got to meet a lot of great people, and I got to meet people. Someone come up to me and says, I know you, but I don't know where. I said, YouTube. Oh, yeah, that's it. And I got to meet some people that had never even heard of me, and they said, oh, you can't be YouTuber. How long have you been on there for? A couple of days, a week, a month? I said, 5 years. We've never seen you. Here's my card. Look me up. So we got to meet some interesting people as well. There's some interesting people out there, let me tell you. There's some fun people out there. And then we got to meet some people who just wanted to talk, and they'd come to the table and you just listen to them chat. It's like the whole time, and you're like, and they're talking about their dog and the sheep, and they're talking about the farm. One farmer come up and he wanted to know if I had a pattern for socks. And he says, oh, I'm getting merino sheep on my farm now, and I want to make my own socks. I said, all right, when you get the sheep up, let me know, and you get it all running, let me know, and I'll get people. He goes, no, not for anybody else, for me. It was so funny. He wanted to make socks for himself, but he wanted to know if we had a pattern for socks. So it looks like I may have to do a pattern for socks. Not just for him, everybody was asking me for pattern for socks. And I'm thinking, oh, that's interesting. So we could play with a pattern in the future on the channel for socks. But remember, when you're using socks, when you're doing socks, you are using the very thin yarn. Don't know how that's going to come out on the channel. But We could do some socks. All right. And what else are we doing here? Oh, look how much I missed. Oh, I missed. Button ladies have some amazing buttons. Thank you, Julie. Yes, they do. Did you learn how to weave from the weavers? No, Bonnie, and there was a weaver right next to me. Right next to me. I don't know if he was weaving. He had this machine and it was fantastic. It was very expensive. A very expensive machine. But he was just showing everybody how to do it, and people were around him. There was so many people around him. So many people trying the machine out. Sounds like you had so much fun and made friends. Yes, Franca, it was a good time, and I'll talk about that in a minute. He said you could have a play with the weaving. That's right. So you did. Did you? No, I didn't get the time, Bonnie. I did not get the time. You watched that video. Well done. Yes, and Julie said goodbye. We said goodbye to Julie already. Someone stole from you. Oh, no, that happens, Bonnie, and there's nothing you could do about it. The little sticky fingers were there, and there's nothing we could do about it. Have such a cheek. Oh, you know, and all the hard work you put into preparing things for the show. It's so disappointing, but they ruined it for everybody else because everybody else was nice. Most people were nice. 99% of the people were nice. Always a bad apple in the bunch. That's correct. So very sad. You said you could play. I know, I wanted to play with it. I missed out on the opportunity to play with the machine. But he really, he had so many people intrigued. I believe he made sales on those machines, which was good for them. Yeah. I missed out on a lot of things in the show. But I did make some really nice friends. I met some Melburnians I didn't even know were watching me. And I didn't even know some people over interstate. Usually there's quite a few people in Perth, which I found odd, that were watching me. I found that odd because I thought there'd be more Melburnians, but there was quite a few people from Perth there. And they said, we watch you. Oh, thanks. So, yeah, there was a lot of people that watched. And that one lady who bought something went home, sent me a message and said, I'm so glad I bought this from you. I watch you all the time. I said, why did you not tell me? I would have given you a discount. Anybody from YouTube who came to the table would have got a discount if they purchased. They knew the deal. The wonderful Karen, I ended up giving her a free bag, and I don't know what else I did. I can't remember. I just counted just something, gave you a free bag. One of the other ladies, she purchased a few items from me, big items. So I gave her a really good discount as well. So if you were a subscriber, you should have come to me and said, right, I'm a subscriber. What are you going to do for me? And I would have discounted it a little bit more for you, specifically because you are our main people who watch us all the time here on the channel. I have been talking way too much. Is there any questions you have about the sheep show that I haven't discussed? Any questions you have? I'm willing to drink my cold coffee. Cheers, everyone. Look at the cup I have today. Now, I have this cup for a reason. We'll talk about that in a minute. Oh, that's cold. Oh, that's cold. Was the coffee good? Was the coffee good? Oh. I am so fussy with the coffee. Now, the first coffee I had before the show, it was actually, the lady at the front made that for me. That was the best coffee I had at the show. After that, I didn't take well to the rest. Oh, there was a coffee incident. Oh my gosh, I forgot to mention this. My daughter, I told her to go and get me some coffee, and she did. She was a good girl. She came back, she said, Mum, look, the guy says, this was towards the end of the show. It was, I think, midday Sunday. And she said, Mum, the guy said these lids are not the right lids, so just be careful. I said, all right. So I picked it up. She said, be careful. I wasn't careful. And I spilt the coffee over 5 of my packs. And I panicked. So I quickly opened and took everything out, made sure nothing got damaged, but only the pack was damaged. So I was happy. I was so scared. I thought, oh. I did bring extra boxes, which was good. They weren't folded. They were still in their bags. So if I wanted to use it, I could open it up. And I always bring extra boxes in case I run out of packs, which I knew wasn't going to happen because they were cotton. But I did almost run out of these coaster packs. As you can see, there's only 5 left. 5 left of the coaster packs. And in fact, I think 3 of them were already here still, which I kept for us here on the channel. So actually, I only had 2 left. So what's that telling you? I did well with the coaster packs. Did you get to teach anyone to crochet? And Maxine, no. My girlfriend did teach, well, I must say my girlfriend, she was my friend. She did teach a couple of fellas a few stitch. They came up and said they were new to crochet, they made their own scarf, and they wanted to know something, and she showed them one thing. And we'll talk about why I didn't teach in a minute. Coffee is never good in other places. Yeah, no, right. Coasters were a hit. Coasters were a hit, and the actual market bag was a hit. Those were the two items that were a hit for me. And I think the coasters were a hit was because they were a good price. And the price that they were making 6 coasters. Not 2, not 3, not 4, but 6 coasters. And you got your pattern, and you got your hook, and your scissors, your sewing needle, and of course the free stitch markers from the lovely Raylene and the lovely Karen. So yeah, it was a really good kit to take. That woman in the mirror is up to no good again, spilling coffee. It was terrible. It was my fault because Frances warned me. She said, Mum, be careful because the guy said, I said, no worries, I got it under control. I didn't have it under control. I was just so tired and I wanted a coffee and I hadn't eaten and the usual stuff. And on Saturday, if I didn't go and eat, I wouldn't have eaten. My daughter actually bought me something. She bought me this. It was the best. Maybe because I was so hungry. It was a bacon and egg burger, but it was not a burger, a bun, bacon and egg bun. And it was just divine. And she bought me the coffee. She really looked after me, my daughter. I give her credit. She looked after me. And the boys in the family came late afternoon on Sunday. And they're not really into this, right? So they walked around all of the stores and thought, boring for them, until they got to the salami stack. It's a store there. It's Helen sold salamis. I think Andrew bought black pudding or something from it. I can't remember what he bought. Oh, Mummy, look what I bought, he says. So, yeah, the boys weren't very excited about the whole thing. They do like the sheep. They like, the dogs, all the bloke stuff, They didn't understand that women, or even men at that matter, go to the show specifically to get the best wool, top of the range wool. Straight from the sheep into their hands. That's what they go for. And that's fair enough too. It's a wool and sheep show, yeah? But a lot of people also go to see the sheep and to see the sheepdogs in action, which I missed. However, no, that's not true. Saturday morning, Frances and I got to the show a bit earlier. We parked, and I make sure I get there early so I can get a good parking, yeah? Not far from the shed so I can bring more packs in when I need them, yeah? And we parked, and right opposite to us in the field, there were a couple of blokes doing some work with their dogs. So they were doing a whole lot of dog training there. We just watched out the window until they opened the shed, which was probably about 20 minutes. It was cold. We stayed in the car. And we just looked at the dogs having their little practice out in the field. But that's as far as I got at watching the dog show. That was it. But there was so much to see and so disappointing that I couldn't get to see it. And everybody kept saying, look, Mum, you go and I'll look after the stand. But it wasn't the looking after the stand. It was the fact that they couldn't use the little square that you used to charge people with their cards without my phone. And I needed my phone to take some footage. So it was always a catch-22, and I kind of had to be there, or I had to leave the phone there and not take the footage that I needed. So it was a lot of hard work. It was hard work. It was hard work, I got to say. It was very hard work. But you know what? Do it again? Yeah, no. I would do it if it was local, I think. That I don't have to pay for accommodation. And I don't have to eat out when I'm finished with a job. I can just go home and have dinner. I can just go home and have a nice plate of macaroni and sauce, the meatballs. I'm not really a restaurant person, so eating the food, you think, oh gosh, not more of this stuff that they think is pasta. And pizza, and I just don't want to eat it all. Too bad it didn't work out just right. I'm so sorry. Look, it's not that it didn't work out just right. It did. I made a lot of sales. Don't get me wrong. I made plenty of sales. It wasn't a sales issue. I think it was more that it's not my thing to stand at a stall and sell. It's just not my thing. Yeah? My thing is more sitting in a corner somewhere and crocheting. if I had someone else selling for me, that would be good. Hope you don't mind a bit of noise in the background. We've got the chopper going over the freeway. He wanted to play. I wanted to play. I wanted to have some fun. That's what it was. You're not doing it again. That's a shame. No, I will. I'll go to the show again, but I won't do the show again. I just think it's way too much to do. It's not that it's too much to do. It's just everything's so expensive. Like to rent a place is expensive. To eat is expensive. You're blowing all your money on everything else. It's pointless doing the show. You're better off actually going and enjoying the show, watching while we eat lazy pizza dinner. Oh, oh, that's cute, Knit. Knit you. Lovely to have you here, Knit you. Actually, by the way, I'm allergic to knitting. I booked accommodation for next year already, Knit you. Oh, what? Oh, I'm going next year, but I think I'll go as a spectator. I really do. Thank you, she says. Thank you. I would love to be able to enjoy the show more than just stand behind a table. Now, and I made sales, so don't think it wasn't good for me. It was really good for me financially, but I just wanted to go out and have a good time. 3-bedroom apartment, under 300 a night. Super happy with that. Yeah, I paid a little less, and I think I got what I paid for. I'm not saying anything to that. Gosh, I hope they're not watching. I went budget, strictly budget. And that'll teach me. But you know what? It's because I thought, well, I'm only going to use it to sleep in. Well, that wasn't a good idea because I like to sleep. And I didn't sleep very well. No, it was actually my fault too, because I actually did hurt my back Thursday and I soldered all the way through the weekend. And it didn't help when I had a sore back. I was trying to sleep on another bed that wasn't mine. But that's all right. It's all good. I had the bad and the good. I had a lot of good where we got to purchase some beautiful items for our giveaway coming up this Friday. Guys, if you are not a subscriber, you must be a subscriber to enter the giveaway. It is going to be huge. And now our subscribers today have helped us with whether we're going to do a first, second, and third prize rather than just one big one. It actually works better. 3 people get to win, which is good. I don't choose the winners. I press that little button to get the YouTube comment picker tracker guy again. What's the name of it again? Random comment picker comment tracker thingy. Anyway, you press a button and it picks someone for you. I've hit them subscribe and like buttons. Thank you so much, Knit you. Lovely to have you here. I love to have you as part of our crazy group here. I made beef ravioli. I'm coming to your place, Bonnie. It's going to take me 2 days to get there. Green butterfly, enjoy your night, sweetheart. Oh, see, green butterfly, you got to go. That's okay. It was so yummy, was it? Bonnie, I believe you. Hi, Mary. Long time no see. You look great. Oh, Liz, lovely to have you here. I don't look great these days. I'm a bit tired from the weekend. Beef rice. Beef, nice. Yes, gotcha. You're more than welcome. My flight all the way there. It's going to take 2 days to get there. I tell you what, though, I could do with upgrading my passport and coming and going anywhere. Getting to Bendigo was a lot of work in my mental capacity. Some of us don't have the mental capacity to cope. In fact, honestly, guys, you know me. I'm happy to sit in the corner of my lounge room and crochet for like 100 hours a day. That's not a problem. It's being with all those people there, humans everywhere. I want to go to Rhinebeck one year. What's Rhinebeck? Go to Rhinebeck? What's that, Knit you? Talk to me about that, hun. You look great. Love your nails. Oh, thank you. The nails were to promote the... let me get it. You know the patchwork cardigan, guys? You've seen it. Let me go grab it. And talk amongst yourselves. Don't touch any yarn. Definitely don't touch the giveaway stuff. Here it is. Now, if you came to the show, you would have seen me wearing this. I wore this the whole 3 days. I was supposed to change from this one to that one, but this one I just left on the stand and wore this for the whole 3 days. Now, you've seen this before. It's going to be a pattern on our website coming up in maybe 5 or 6 weeks' time. But beforehand, we're going to work on this pattern, and this will be the pattern we do on the channel. Did I scream loud enough for you? That's the pattern we're looking forward to. So you need a vacation. Let's figure out where. Down the street. It's an upstate New York, similar to the weekend's event. Okay. Upstate New York. You're going to go to New York for that. Are you from Melbourne or from New York, you? Come to the UK for your vacation. Look at Franca. I would love to come anywhere for the vacation, but so long as I can come home for dinner. Oh, you're from Brisbane. I see you going all the way to New York for that. Oh, that's classic. I love that. And you're from Ireland, Liz. There's quite a few people from Ireland. Yes, I'll come to Ireland. Actually, I've been to the UK, Franca. I would love to go to Ireland. I'd love to go to Scotland. I'd love to do the US. I didn't do the US when we went overseas once. And then, you know what, that nasty disease hit and I never went anywhere. But want to fly to USA for Rhinebeck. There's someone awesome YouTube videos about it. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Some awesome, not someone. Some awesome YouTube video. I'll have to check that out. What's it called? Rhinebeck. All right, I'll check it out when I get a chance. Mum's got beef stew slow cooking. Butterfly, I'm coming to you, great butterfly. Queensland, I'm coming to Queensland for dinner. I'd love to go to Ireland, yes. Yummy, greedy. I'm going to Queensland for dinner. Mum's got beef stew going. Oh, that's a classic. Your son went to UK. Oh, speaking of son, my daughter was at the show and my son came towards the end of the day on Friday. I'm sorry, let's try Sunday to help me pack up. Poor things. It was raining and raining. The blokes were there all working in the rain. And at one stage I said, right, I don't want to get the goodies wet. So pop them all in this box, go to the car, tip them in the car, and come back and we'll put more in the box. Because I didn't think about the rain, did I? And the cars were a disaster. In fact, I have cleaned up only two, I want to say two boxes. I have reboxed two of them for Pipeworks Market coming up soon and labelled them and priced them and done everything for them. And that's what I'm going to do for the next week. I'm not doing it all at once. They're going to be done slowly in boxes, in tubs, in bags and ready for the next show. Won't be a mess like it was the last one. Did you check out the event held away from the showgrounds? I think it's at the Bowls Club or similar. Nick, I didn't even get a chance to eat during the day. I spent one day, my daughter bought me something. One day, Raylene, who's one of our subscribers here, and Julie bought me something. It was just, I was non-stop from the moment I got there until Sunday afternoon. I got back to the hotel and I had this jumper on me like this. I'd taken it off to go and have a shower and then I just put it on me like this on the couch and I sat in a ball and thought, what just happened? I don't remember enjoying it. It was so busy. I don't remember having any fun. But it's okay. You know, I knew what to expect when I went there. I knew it was going to be busy. The best fun I did have was meeting some people who were like-minded, which was great. Not everybody was nice. There was a couple of naughty people that weren't very nice. 99.9% of people were nice. But you take it good with the bad. And that one person that wasn't nice, my friend went to me. We both looked at each other and went, did she just say what I thought she said? So not everybody was nice. It was hilarious, but some good things, some bad. The funny stuff that happened was just hilarious. I didn't fall this year, which was good. Last year when I went, even though it didn't go ahead, I went for a little 6-up, flat on my face, which was quite funny. There was one naughty lady. She was just naughty. She was just not nice. Oh, thanks, Bonnie. She was not nice at all. Snickering and snickering, and she looked at crochet hooks and went, ew. I said, I'm sorry, these are not of your liking. No, tell her. You want the different ones? There's some on the other table. I just sent her away. See ya. She was nasty. I think she came around a little bit later and just looked me up and down, and I went, a big smile on my face. She must be thinking cow. But there were a couple of naughty ones, yes. Most of them, look, 99.9% of people were beautiful, and some of them were a little shy, didn't want to talk to me, and I'm saying, here, grab a card, see us on YouTube. And they're looking at me thinking, oh, she's crazy, just a little bit. Yeah, I smile back at them. They don't like it when you smile back at them. They don't like it. Imagine what she thought of the machine knitters. Oh, yeah. Wow. Were they a bit tough, were they? Oh, well, it's because she wanted to do her own personal stuff. I got you. Yeah, I got you. I know. Well, she didn't even check out the acrylic. Lucky I didn't bring the acrylics out. Don't get me wrong, there were acrylic. I had acrylic items there too. I had cotton, I had wool, and I had acrylic. The wool was very expensive. I had the Polworth wool, but not as a wool in general. I had the products made. And when I told people how much the Polworth blanket cost and how much the other blanket cost, they were shocked between the differences. The Polworth yarn, that blanket was $680 worth of yarn. Well, it wasn't the yarn, it was $680 for the whole blanket. And the other one was only $185 because it was a different brand of yarn completely. So they don't realize how do I explain it? They don't realize how much work goes into designing a blanket, making the blanket, buying the right wool for it, buying a better wool, and then making the same blanket in a cheaper version wool. Giving everyone an opportunity to purchase whatever suits them. If they're allergic to pure wool, they can buy it in the acrylic. If they're allergic to the acrylic and the wool, they can buy it in the cotton. They have that choice. Not everybody likes that. What? Sounds like she judges everyone. Yeah, I know, right? Nothing wrong with acrylic. Some people are not happy unless they're making someone else unhappy. Look, I noticed she was like that, not just with me anyway. So that was a bit of a bonus. Not a bonus that she was like that with everybody else. It was a bonus that it wasn't personal. First I thought it was personal. My friend and I were standing there. She literally picked it up and went, ew. And we both went, what was that? What was that? If you don't like it, put it down and walk away. You don't have to say anything. Because you know why. I'll tell you why. The one that she would have picked up was the Knit Pro, right? And if you're anything like me who's really, really fussy with your hook, and I don't have one on the table here, you would use a personal hook that suits your hand. Doesn't mean that everybody needs that hook. Like everybody has their own favorite. Like I tell people, these ones are not my favorite hooks to use. But someone said to me they won't use anything else but these ones, which are the Prim, or whatever it's called, because of the handle. They love the handle, how it's full and it's easier to hold and it's more comfortable for them. So they love that. For me, it's too much because my hand is short, stubby, fat, if you will. We won't even go there, right? So it's short and it's harder to get around hooks like that. So that does not suit me. But I purchase it anyway for the sake of showing people a different hook. I would never say, ew. I would say this is different to what I would use, but I have one. Do you know what I mean? Like I will purchase one to try it out. I will not say ew unless I've physically tried it. And still I use this one because it's the hook that I use, which is the Clover Soft Touch. Does not come in a large size. So I needed one that comes in a very large size. This is a 15, I think. 15. Let me have a look. Yes, this was a 15. We made a rug on the channel with this, if you remember correctly. Bonnie remembers the rug. We made a rug on the channel with this particular hook. I could not find the size that I needed in Clover Soft Touch. They don't make it. I think they go to 6.5 in Clover Soft Touch. 6.5 millimeter. This is a 15, which means where am I going to find a 15? I tried Prim. They had it and we used that one. Here we go. Some people, yes, we've got that one. She did to make you feel bad. Yes, but we didn't. We just laughed at her, which was sad. Sad for her. Have you tried lace crochet? I did. We did a little, what did we do? We did a bookmark on the channel, but not in thin cotton because you can't see it well on the channel. We might consider it in the future though, Liz. Give me time to think about that one. Some people shouldn't be let out in the community. Don't you love it, Franca? Yes, you do remember that. Good, Bonnie. The crying face isn't supposed to be there. No, that's all right. But you know, people have their own. Like I know there were some people looked at it and thought, I don't like it, but they didn't say anything. They just kind of walked off and thought, okay. And then there were the people that said, wow, I love this. I'm like, you have your good, you have your bad, and then you have that ugly. And you know what? She probably wasn't even ugly looking, but to me, because she had that ugly statement, it came across as quite ugly. I don't know if that makes any sense to you. The cat got the rug. The cat got the rug. That's right, Karen. She still sleeps in it. The cat got the rug. Franca, they didn't have, oh, a bunny. Oh. Yeah, someone can have the most gorgeous looking face, but if they don't have that personality to match, they can look very ugly, and not physically ugly. Like they can, it's an emotional ugly that I don't see past the beauty in the end. I can't. It just doesn't come to me. Guys, I've been talking for a very long time. Teaching, I think Anne McSee asked whether I taught on the weekend. I didn't get the opportunity to teach. I think places like Pipeworks Market, you'll get more opportunity there because you have less people. But the show was relatively busy and I didn't get that opportunity to teach. I wished I had. Thanks, Mary. I can't find a channel that will talk you through it. Look, we could do it in a thicker cotton. We've done a doily before. If you've seen a doily, we did it in an 8-ply cotton. You could do that in a thinner lace. I think you're meaning more like, what's it called? Not lace. It's called, give me a moment for my brain to think about it. You know, when you do double crochet, chain 3, double crochet, got that space in the middle, or chain 1 or whatever it is. If you are pretty but have an ugly heart, all you see is ugly. Thank you. Oh, well, we'll see you on Saturday, Teresa. Yes. And obviously, guys, don't forget to check this Friday's video, big video. That's the video you need to leave your answer to for the question that'll be in the video. And that's the video that will have the giveaway items on. So you'll have 3 chances to win first, second, and third. We only decided that today. Filet, that's the one. Thank you, Bonnie. Filet crochet. So it's a little bit of filet crochet too. What was your name? What was your name? Liz. A little bit of filet crochet. You can always rely on you, Bonnie. So we didn't get that chance to do the teaching on the day. We did show a few stitches to a few people, but that was real quick. And I think twice I did it, and then I just didn't do any more. There was no time. I was looking at a tablecloth in squares with size 10 thread. Let me write it down, Liz. I'll have a look, see. Whatever it is, I won't have time for the next few weeks. We're trying to catch up with all our videos. Whoa. What did we say it was? Square tablecloth in size 10 thread. Square size 10 thread. Is it 10? Is that what it is? Because that's really tiny. Yeah, that's really, really tiny. Holy macaroni, our hands are going to hurt after that. Oh, I'll make a small one and you guys can decide whether you want to make it bigger. Oh, we are all beautiful with amazing personalities. We are, Franca. We're gorgeous. We love us. We love us. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a very long live. I still didn't fit in everything I wanted to fit in. We might be able to do some more on Saturday and talk more about the show on Saturday. I met a lot of people that I'm very grateful that I met. And thank you to those of you who came to the show and supported me like you did. And I know there was a lot of you. There were some subscribers. I'm not allowed to mention their names. They came to the show. They purchased 1 or 2 items. They supported us without wanting to have their name mentioned. And they didn't even want the discount, which was very interesting. So thank you very much for joining us. We did 2 filet squares in swatch blanket. Yes, we did. Anne McSee, you are correct. We did a little bit of filet in that, but it was with the thick yarn. It wasn't with the thin one, the good stuff, you know. It wasn't with the good stuff, Anne. But thank you again for all your support, for the subscribers who actually helped us purchase all these items with their financial donations on the website here on Super Chats, and also some private donations that nobody got to see in the background. There were a lot of those as well. And by the way, with my private donation for the person, the lady knows who she is, I bought this one and the button. Okay, this book right here and the button from the lovely, beautiful Shelley husband. If you don't know who Shelley is, you're about to see her on Friday's video, so that'll be great. Just turn out small square. That's right, just turns out a small square. Absolutely correct, Anne. So thank you very much for that person who did that personal private donation and said, Mary, spend this on yourself. And I did. So thank you very much. Thank you for joining us. My name is Mary. This has been Wow Crochet Designs. We have had a lot of fun today. We're going to have some more fun on Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Melbourne, Australia time. Once again, don't forget this Friday, the giveaway. Do not miss it. I don't know what it's going to be called, but it'll be the only video you will see going out this week. Next week, we'll talk about the pretty as a peacock blanket. Everybody has to say goodbye now. Ciao for now. Try to be good. Bye all.